marketing has grown drastically since the days it was considered below-the-line advertising only. Sure, there are still great direct mail pieces, like this Canadian catnip-flavored mailer that advertises kitty litter. It got a shortlist nod at this year's Cannes Lions. But as we were shown by Roehl Sanchez, a veteran judge at Cannes Lions, direct can build a brand or create an experience just as effectively as any poignant online video.
This category has changed quite a bit since I was here in 2005. So when I was judging then, a lot of the work that we put forward was, I think, a cross between traditional and where things are going. Where things are going, obviously a lot more digital, a lot more social. Not a lot of social actually back in 2005 in the direct, but certainly a lot more digital, a lot more interactive. But still, it was very easy to rationalize it being direct. A lot of cute pieces, a lot of clever pieces, a lot of little things that made you laugh. Today, fast forward to 2014, it's almost like you're judging the integrated category, or you're judging a media category, whereby you would have a drone piece targeting drone pilots, right, where you put a piece on the field so that they can see the faces of the children that they're killing, right, to a avatar of a little girl trying to lure in sex offenders online, to an Audi 3D piece that is probably more traditional, and you push a button and then a car comes to you within 60 minutes. Direct has never been defined by a channel, by a medium. It's always about the discipline. The discipline of trying to identify a particular target, right, or a moment, right, getting them to do a very specific thing, being able to track those results, and then hopefully move the needle in terms of sales. And I think that a lot of the work that we're seeing is doing that, but they're doing it in so many different ways.
Cannes' top prize for direct marketing, the Grand Prix, went to a billboard that tracked British Airways flights over a certain part of London, displaying the flight info as they flew over. At first glance, it may seem like just a cool billboard, but Sanchez says that it was outstanding direct marketing, not because it targeted a person or demographic, but because it targeted a moment.
As with good direct marketing, really good direct marketing, it will capture an individual's attention, right, and elicit a reaction and a response from them to do something, right? And in this case, it wasn't targeting a predetermined individual as it was targeting a moment, which is an interesting way to look at it, right? There was actually a piece that was done for a gum company. They took people and they put them into a museum, and they got identical twins. There's this preconceived notion that people who chew gum are less sophisticated and they're not educated and all that kind of stuff, right? So they took these twins, right, and they dressed them identically, and they put makeup on so they look really identical. And they had one person chewing gum, and the other person wasn't chewing gum. And then there was another person who, like, was just a guest or a visitor of the gallery, who would sit down and they would be asked questions about those two individuals. And there was an A or a B, and you have to press the button A or B, right? So, like, who has the better sex life? And the person chewing gum, right? Who is more likely to play chess? The person not chewing gum. Who is boring? And all that kind of stuff. So the ultimate answer was, or the solution was, the person chewing gum is more fun, more living life to its fullest, all that kind of stuff, thus dispelling the myth. Right. We felt that was direct in that it was to a very targeted audience, right, eliciting a very specific response, right, to the stimuli in front of them, being the two twins, to get the result at the end of feeling better about chewing gum.